Hey guys, this is Mark over at Creature Workshop. I just wanted to do a DVD figure review today. The DVD is of the Let's Paint series, Lucious Panderwagon. There's the DVD box. And then here is the finished miniature. I'll go ahead and take this out of the way. I wanted to do this review because basically, I'm not sure if Christopher ever gets anyone that buys his DVDs and then actually paints the figure and then posts a review of the figure along with the DVD. So I kind of wanted to go over not specifically what's in the DVD, but more of what you're going to need to accomplish this DVD and paint this figure. The DVD itself, it lasts for 5 hours. He covers blending, flesh tones, eyes, cloth, wood, non-metallic metal, and then how to base your miniature. It's an excellent DVD. He tells you specifically, stroke for stroke, how to paint this miniature, and I was really pleased with it. I thought it came out really well in the end. It took me a few months to paint this figure just because I was doing it in my free time, but realistically it would only take you a few hours to paint this miniature, and that's why I want to go over what you're going to need to actually paint it, because what I found was that if you're wanting to just paint this miniature with your own paints and brushes and stuff like that, then it might not take you that long. But if you're wanting to use exactly what he uses in the DVD, it's going to save you a lot of time if you have all the supplies with you. So first off, you're going to need the Lucious Panderwagon miniature. I can't remember exactly how much it cost. I think it was like $8. It's a little bit more than the other Reaper models. You're also going to need the 1-inch flat base, and those aren't that expensive. You get 3 in a pack, so you can actually use them on a few other models. Also, I heavily used Vallejo monocolor paints on this miniature. I did use some Games Workshop on the base, which he does show you in the DVD, but here are the Vallejo monocolor paints. There's 16 right here. I had a few of these, but I did have to purchase a lot of them. So again, if you're wanting to paint it exactly like he does in the DVD, then you're going to have to pick up a few of these paints. There are a couple that I didn't pick up, but these are the majority of them. Now, I have to say, there are a few that you could probably skip, like the pink color here. You really only use that once. If you just have a pink color lying around, then that'll probably do a pretty good job with the miniature. One thing I didn't do was I didn't use the Winsor Newton brushes that he uses basically on all of his models. I actually just used some crappy, they weren't really crappy, but they ended up turning out crappy later on. Just brushes that I got from a hobby store, and some Games Workshop brushes that I had. And I think it still came out pretty well. The only thing mainly that I have to say about that is, the crappier your brush is, the lower the time that you're going to get with them. Crappier brushes kind of give out after a while, especially if you're doing any kind of dry brushing with them, or if you don't clean them well. They're not going to last you very long. So I wanted to get some more brushes, but of course they are kind of expensive for the nicer ones. One thing I did do with this miniature is I really worked hard on the non-metallic metal that he shows you in the DVD, and I think it came out pretty well. I really like doing miniatures with that effect, because I'm not too big a fan of doing miniatures with the metallic paints. I think they're a little bit harder to work with, and they don't give the figure as much of a pop if you're doing it in this style. Some models it really works well for. Also, one thing he does use in the DVD is this little rock right here. That's from Woodland Scenics. It's called Talus, and you can pick that up at any hobby store. I did actually get those so that I could use them on other miniatures as well. Then you're also going to need this stuff right here. This is Tester's Dull Coat, and you can get that at Hobby Lobby for a few bucks. This stuff is excellent. I was using the Games Workshop clear coat, and it was not good. Basically, when you paint your miniature, or when you spray your miniatures with it, with the Games Workshop coat, you kind of get this, like a film that builds up on the figure. It's kind of a white film, and it really just ruins the figure after you spend so much time on it. This stuff right here will not do that. One thing I noticed was that after you spray your figure, the colors sink in a little bit more and really gives it a nice deep effect, especially with the Vallejo paints. It ends up looking really nice after you spray the coat on it. So that's pretty much it. I don't really want to go into exactly what's in the DVD. I think it would be kind of hard to explain 5 hours of what he shows you. But basically, one thing I like is that on the DVD, in the menu, there's different sections. So say if you don't have the 5 hours or so to just paint this figure, you can go back and whatever part you're working on, just pick that part in the menu, and if you have a few hours, you can just work on that part. And that's pretty much what I did. There was a few techniques I forgot, so I just went back to that part in the DVD and rewatched it, and basically it showed me how to accomplish that part of the miniature. Now on the paints again, what I can say is that's a lot of paints that you have to buy. I bought them over the course of a few months. Again, they're about $3 a piece if you're buying them online. A lot of times the seller will combine the shipping, which is great, but you might be thinking, oh, I don't want to buy those paints just to paint one miniature. But what I can say is if you've never used Vallejo before, once you start using them, you're really going to like them. You're really going to want to get into them. So if you are just starting out with them and you take a figure like the Lucious Panderwagon, these 16 paints right here would give you a pretty good range of colors to start with. And you're also going to use them again on your next miniature. So in that respect, I think you're kind of saving money, because you're not only learning techniques that you can use with these paints, but you're also getting a wide range of colors that will give you a chance to paint on another miniature. Okay, so that's pretty much it on Lucious. Just wanted to show him again. And again, the non-metallic metals were used, dry brushing was used on the beard, a lot of highlighting techniques that I had to learn on this figure. Really cool model to paint. I really want to try and paint this model again, maybe with a different color scheme. I was thinking like a blue color, You see some wizards with the blue robes. I think that would be kind of cool. This figure is more of a kind of a cartoon style. I would kind of like to paint one maybe in a like realistic, really realistic style with the dark blue robes. But I had a blast painting it. I recommend any of Christopher's DVDs. Oh, again, okay, so to paint the miniature, of course, if you're wanting to use the DVD, you're going to need the DVD. And again, that's going to cost you $15 at AG Productions. You're going to pay a few dollars for shipping. Well worth it though. It'll give you exactly what you need to paint this miniature. Okay, so that's it for now, and I'll be back with some more videos soon. Thanks.